What's up, y'all? It's your girl Kelsey, and I am back with another video. If you're loyal, welcome back. If you're new, where you been, sis? Subscribe to my channel before you leave this video. Today, this video is going to be talking about part 3 of my pregnancy story. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, go watch those before you watch 3. Okay, let's get right into the video.
Oh my goodness.
3, 2, 1.
When I first got pregnant, after I first told my boyfriend and all of that, he kept on telling me that he did not want to know the gender. I do not want to know the gender. I want it to be a surprise. This, that, and the other. I told him that I wanted to know the gender, but he was being difficult and he kept on saying he didn't want to know the gender. This is our first kid, and you mean to tell me you don't want to know the gender? I mean, people usually do that like they second or third kid, but your girl wasn't having that. I was about to find out the gender of my kid, our kid. Yeah, so I wanted to know the gender. Of course, after in part number 2, I said how I let the world know and all of that, how I let my mom know, my dad know. So my mama, she was so excited. She wanted to know the gender. And after I told her that my boyfriend didn't want to know the gender and he was talking about waiting, she was thinking the same thing I was. Like, we cannot wait. So, basically, to make a long story short, because I know I'm just going everywhere, I convinced him into finding out, because he always changes his mind. He kept on saying, oh, I want to wait, and then he kept on saying no, he didn't want to wait. He wanted to find out what we were having. So I cut that short. I just convinced him. I kept on talking about it, kept on convincing him. Kept on talking about it, and I finally convinced him into finding out what we were having, the gender. So when I went to my doctor's appointment, they told me that I could do some little special thing that they had going on, and I could find out when I was 15 weeks pregnant. So of course, I'm thinking, well, I mean, I can find out when I'm 18 weeks anyway, so I might as well just wait those 3 weeks out. But mama wasn't having that. She said, we about to find out these results right now. So I didn't go to the doctor to find out my gender. I went to this like little local place in my hometown, and I went when I was 16 weeks. So we had a gender reveal. Yeah, we had a gender reveal. I don't know why I keep on going blank. We had a gender reveal, and actually on the day that I had the gender reveal was actually like my 18-week mark, and I was supposed to find out what I was having on the day that we had the gender reveal. So we went in to get the gender reveal. Me, my boyfriend, and one of my best friends, we went to go get the gender. I ain't gonna say too much about that because I might make some people upset that came to the gender reveal. But anyway, so yes, we found out we went to get the ultrasound to find out the gender of the baby at 16 weeks. Let me just skip because I'm about to say something that's gonna make somebody mad. Okay, so the gender reveal was, is it going to be a dog or diva? Both. I'm in a sorority, he is in a fraternity. So we did it based off of our sorority and fraternity. So dog or diva. The color was, if it was red, it was a girl. If it was purple, it was a boy. I know it's backwards. A lot of people were confused at the gender reveal, but that's how we did it. I'm not gonna say that. Okay, so on to the gender reveal. Our gender reveal. We had so many people. It was at my dad's house. It was so many people at the gender reveal. Like, we couldn't just invite, like, we were supposed to invite family. We did invite family and friends, but like, we had a lot of people at the gender reveal. It looked like a baby shower, but yeah, so we did the gender reveal. It was really cute. It was all like purple and pink. I mean, not purple and pink, purple and red. We had the little popper things, like pop the confetti out to find out what we were having. And it was a diva. The baby was a little girl. We were gonna have a little girl. And I already know she was gonna be a Delta. Yeah. So we had a little girl, and that was our gender reveal. And it was we had a lot of people that came to support us at our gender reveal. Like, I was so shocked. Like, after the gender reveal, we were like, we're gonna have 2 baby showers because there's no place big enough for everybody to fit. Like, my family is huge. My family and friends, huge. His family and friends, huge. When I tell you, his family came deep. Like, they came super deep. They came, like, all of them came at once. And it was just so, we felt really loved and very supported. Like, throughout my pregnancy, I felt so supported by everyone. Like, his people came so deep. So deep. So deep. But, yeah, so we felt very loved at our gender reveal and all of that. So I found out that it was a girl, and when I tell you, my mama, she had all these clothes. Like, she is a shopaholic. When it comes to buying baby stuff, she is a shopaholic, y'all. I promise you. She had already bought boy stuff and girl stuff just in case it's a boy, just in case it's a girl. Like, she had already had a whole wardrobe for the baby before she even knew what it was. But then when we found out it was a girl, like, I went crazy. My mama went crazy buying stuff. My boyfriend Jamarcus went crazy, and his family was like, oh my God, you know, and it was cool. So I've never mentioned my baby's name. Her initials were IMB. The I stood for Ingram. The M stood for Morgan, and her last name was Baker. Ingram came from his mom's maiden name. Morgan came from my mom's maiden name, and Baker is his last name. So that is how her name came to be. And it was the cutest name ever. Okay. Yes, I love that name. Like, it's so different, and the story behind the name makes it even better. Like, Ingram Morgan Baker, that was her name. I've never put that on social media or anything. So YouTube, this is special. Yes, her name was Ingram Morgan Baker. I keep on saying yes. I've noticed that in all my videos. I say yes. Why didn't anybody tell me that? Now, moving on to after the gender reveal. After the gender reveal, okay, I was 18 weeks when we had the gender reveal. At 19 weeks, I went in and had my anatomy scan. Now, this is going into like the end of this series, so the next video I'm going to tell you after. I'm going to start from after the anatomy scan, what all happened when I went to my anatomy scan, to the end of this series. So I went in to get my anatomy scan. I was excited about that because I was ready to see like how she was growing and what all her organs looked like, if everything was looking right and all of this stuff. So I went into my anatomy scan. I was 19, about to be 20 weeks pregnant. So I went in and got my ultrasound, everything. She had grown, like I hadn't had an ultrasound since I got the gender of her. And also this was the day that I found out officially the gender, even though I already knew because I had already had a gender reveal, and I was gonna pass out on the floor if they were like, oh, it's not a girl, it's a boy, even though I would have been happy with having a boy too. So I went in, had my anatomy scan. They confirmed that it was a girl, and they also showed me like her organs and showed me everything that it was in place. Now this is where things take a turn. Now they told me everything looked good, that they saw everything looked good, and mind you, every time I went to the doctor, everything looked good. Like I had no problems. I had only thrown this is a lot of information, huh? I had only thrown up once the whole time I was pregnant. Yes, I did feel like sick. I mean, I felt like, what is it called? You know, when you smell something and you just like, you know, like you just don't want it. Every time I smell something, I was like, that stinks and I'm not hungry. I don't want to eat it. You know, stuff like that. So everything was going smooth. I didn't have any problems whatsoever. So at that anatomy scan, told me everything looked good. Now, turning point in this, they told me while I was at the doctor, they said, well, we can't see you get the ultrasound before you go back to the doctor, so before you go back to see the doctor. So I got the scan. She told me everything looked good, but she was not positioned for her to see everything that she needed to see. So not thinking anything of it, like I said, this is my first time being pregnant. I didn't think, oh, you know, can we wait a little while to see, make sure everything is good? You know, everything they told me, every time everything looked good. So I didn't think to say, you know, can we wait a little while, whatever. So she said, well, we're gonna give you another ultrasound after you go back and see the doctor, because they couldn't see everything, but the things they did see looked good. So I went back to the doctor. You know, I never stayed at the doctor long. Like, they just pretty much checked my blood pressure and all of that stuff to make sure everything was still smooth and if I was feeling okay and all of that, and checking on the baby and stuff. But that's it. I never stayed at the doctor long. So they told me that we were gonna see the baby again after that same day after I had spoken with the doctor and everything. So after I saw the doctor, they just told me, okay, we'll just do the anatomy scan, and the next time you come to the doctor which was in 3-4 weeks, somewhere around it. The last doctor's appointment I went to was at almost 24 weeks. Like, I was like 2 days away from 24 weeks. And they told me we'll finish up the anatomy scan then. Didn't think anything of it. I was, you know, first time being pregnant, things like that. So I didn't think anything of it to be like, can you just make sure that everything is okay? So that was the turning point of my pregnancy. That is what I think about every day, I promise you. And you will see that in this is part 3. You will see that in part 4 of the pregnancy story. Part 4 is the down to the nitty gritty, what happened after I went for my last pregnancy doctor's visit. So remember, when you watched part number 4, that this video ends with the anatomy scan. The anatomy scan, when they said that they would check and see if she's positioned for the next time, they were sure that she was going to be positioned to see the rest of her organs, and that everything was good. Everything was good. So make sure you stay in tune for the next video, because you will find out what happened after I went back to my next anatomy scan. I do not have my stuff together. If you have enjoyed this series so far, please give my videos a thumbs up. Please comment, please like, please subscribe, please do all of that stuff that you need to do to support me. Please stay in tune for part 4 of my pregnancy story, and we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. I'll see y'all in the next video.